All right. We are here with the family of Tiffany Catalfamo. Can you tell us a little bit about Tiffany?
Um, Tiffany is 38 years old. She is my big sister. We have two other sisters as well. We're pretty much all we got by me turning the age of 23. Both of our parents and all of our grandparents were deceased. Um, so that's why you don't really see too much more help out here. We don't really have a family. She's 38 years old. She's a very pleasant person to be around. She is very loving and caring. We don't always get along. We're sisters. But no matter what, Tiffany wouldn't just go missing without contacting anybody, even if she didn't care about how I felt or how my sister, our other sister, felt. She has four nieces and a nephew out here. She wouldn't have just left without telling them something.
Right. Can you tell us
Uh,
about her disappearance?
So, to the timeline that I know of for a fact was yes, Tiffany did leave home October 14th between 10 and 11 p.m. Her husband, like you just heard on the recording, supposedly to go get vapes. He didn't know if she was going down the street or to New York. Um, she arrived in Johnstown, PA, October 15th, around 1 o'clock a.m., to family's house. She was at family's house until October 22nd. That evening, Tiffany disappeared. My family woke up the next morning and Tiffany was gone. This was not abnormal to my family because this is what Tiffany does. She runs, and then John, usually her husband, usually woos her back in with a trip or something, and she ends up going home. It's been a back and forth toxic marriage, like I've said since the beginning of this. However, last last point of communication that anybody close to Tiffany outside of her husband's family has had with Tiffany was October 27th. And that is the woman. She's actually somebody who took care of us whenever my mom was in a car accident whenever we were younger. I seen her at Eaton Park on Friday, November 15th. She immediately, because I went there, it was said that Tiffany had lunch with somebody while she was in Johnstown. I went to Eaton Park to review the footage. God sent me an angel, and the woman was there and tapped me on my shoulder, handed me her phone, and had let me know that she had been very worried about my sister as well because she hadn't heard from my sister since October 27th. So October 27th is the last point of communication that my sister has had with anybody close to her outside of her husband's family.
Do you know what that communication looked like with that woman? Was
I'm
it,
sorry.
you know what that communication looked like with that woman? Was it text message, in person?
She was at lunch with her. She had lunch with her, and then after that lunch date happened, there was still communication. They were still corresponding. Their last messages of correspondence actually was Lisa, Tiffany inquiring. She must have bought something from Lisa because Tiffany asked her how much she owed her. Lisa said, I believe it was like $47 and change, and Tiffany said, is 50 enough? And Lisa said yes, and that was it.
Okay.
Lisa got blocked after that. Why would Tiffany block her?
Okay. When did you find out she was missing?
I didn't find out that my sister was missing until, so on November 13th, my little sister did message me and sent a screenshot from John's sister, Carrie, asking about Tiffany and said, I don't need to know where she's at. I just need to know that she's safe. I'm going to be honest with you. I blew that off because Tiffany and Carrie don't even talk. So why Carrie is messaging Rayanne was beyond me. So I figured, all right, well, Rayanne will keep me updated. The next morning, I woke up and I had seen that Tiffany was reported missing. Allegedly,
Do you know who reported her missing?
her husband.
Okay.
Her husband stated in a Facebook Live that he messaged and called her family, including myself, November 13th before reporting her missing. I did not get a message from her husband until 8:48 a.m. November 14th, after she had been reported missing. And that was after I messaged him inquiring about what is going on. Excuse my language. What is going on?
Now, did she leave in a vehicle or on foot?
He claims that she left in a vehicle. However, the only confirmed, and she did leave in a vehicle October 14th because she drove to Johnstown. But her vehicle was gone. The police and everybody are saying that her license plate cannot be pinged anytime after October 14th. And that doesn't make any sense to me because we know for a fact that Tiffany drove from Jeannette, PA to Johnstown, PA sometime between 10 or 11 p.m. October 14th and 1 a.m. October 15th. So even if it didn't ping anywhere else, it should have pinged on the route from Jeannette to Johnstown.
Right. Now, that vehicle was never found?
No.
Now, did she have her phone with her when she went missing?
So she did have her phone with her. However, my cousin did confirm that she got a tracked phone, whatever they call them, and had just activated it October 15th because she was afraid that her husband had her phones hacked.
Oh.
So she didn't trust using her phone, so she went and got another phone. My cousin provided me with that phone number. However, that phone has been disconnected since.
Okay. Now, does she have her wallet or purse or any belongings with her?
To the best of my knowledge, what I was told by the GetGo gas station attendant and by the state police whenever they confirmed the sighting of her November 9th at 3:15 a.m. at the GetGo was that my sister was on foot walking with bags.
Okay. Now we did recently see that someone is reporting her as found safe. Now, who is that to her?
That would be her sister-in-law, Carrie.
Okay, and there is no link to prove that she has been found safe, as the police department still has a missing report with her and has not spoke with her.
I got off the phone with Officer Jack Pack between 3:50 and 3:55 p.m. today. As of 3:53 p.m. today, Officer Jack Pack has no other information. He is waiting for a report to come from Detective Durko. However, as of 3:53 p.m., Officer Jack Pack confirmed that no, my sister has not been located. No, my sister has not been found safe. And yes, my sister is still listed in the NCIC as an endangered missing person.
And she posted that about 5 hours ago, which would have been about 1 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, does she, what does she say? Like, she stated that she's been found. Does she know, like, where is she currently?
Oh, no, she doesn't know where she's at. She just got a phone call saying that she was found safe and doesn't want to be bothered.
Would that excuse me, is that typical behavior for Tiffany or no?
No. And not even to be funny, but by the time my sister sees me on national TV with this one tooth in my mouth, if nothing else is going to make her call her, she's going to know her family is worried about her and she's going to call. But no, it's not. Tiffany left in May as well. I messaged Tiffany May 3rd to let her know that our aunt had passed away. Tiffany blatantly told me, Nick, I don't want to talk to nobody. Not just you, but nobody. I respected that, and I left her alone until I went to a meeting at work on May 17th with our boss, and my boss brought it to my attention that Tiffany hadn't been to work since April 30th. And that was not normal of her. My boss was very, very, very concerned for her. At that time, I sent a message back to my sister's phone, and I said, after a few long days of hard thinking, I don't believe that this is my sister behind these messages. If I do not get a FaceTime showing me that my sister is safe by 4:00 p.m., I am putting a missing persons report out. My sister FaceTimed my baby sister, and I also have that FaceTime on recording. Tiffany would not, even if she didn't want to be bothered. She knows we're going to respect her, but she knows we're going to worry about her. So she respects us and loves us enough to reassure us and let us know that she is indeed okay.
Okay.
When she went to family's house and stayed at family's house and they woke up and Tiffany was gone, did she leave anything behind?
To the best of my knowledge, no. I have asked family to look, and she was staying in the living room. There was nothing left behind there. I did, however, just recently, because I have multiple people messaging me they're telling me that they have Guyver dogs and they're willing to, try to pick up a scent and go out into the woods with me and help me. I had my sister Heather message John, because Tiffany's husband, because he was being cordial with her. And I wonder if I go up. Yep, it still keeps me on here so I can access messages right here, because I don't like assuming or, just trying to remember. I'd rather speak it verbatim. However, right here are the messages. Tiffany, Rayanne and Heather, sister and Rayanne. Where did they go? I'm sorry, I have so many messages.
That's okay.
Okay.
Ray and sister. I messaged and I said, this was Sunday at 3:05 p.m. I said, since John is being cordial with and communicating with you, would you please reach out to him and see if he's willing to give you a blanket, pillow, t-shirt, dirty panties, anything with her scent. A friend of mine helped getting someone to finally help me after I was chased out of Jeannette, PA, and then scared away while passing through Donegal, PA, when I was on my way to post more flyers looking for Tiff. I sent you guys' post, and I said, we got the Eagle Scouts and Knights of Columbus searching for our sister. I will not stop until our sister is home or found safe. Please help me. I have multiple people with the Guyver dogs that just need a scent to follow, and they're willing to go out and search. My sister said I'll ask him. I said thanks. My sister responded and said, this is what he responded, ... I swear, if I had anything here that would help do that, I would give it to you. I don't have anything. She took all of her immediate clothes and all that kind of stuff when she left. The thing that she left here are things that have been packed in bags for months. When she first came back, she never unpacked. I'll look around to see if I can find anything that may have still been left here in the dirty clothes. I'll be honest, I don't think there is, but I will look. So my response to my sister was, anything. Dogs pick up scents. These dogs are trained to pick up scents. Those bags most likely held some hint of her scent on something inside. My sister responded and said, he said, there are these like 7 bags of her belongings, but it's really not clothing objects. You're more than welcome to it, but Nikki is not allowed to come here. I'll drop them off at the police station in Jeannette, and you can go pick them up. But like the cop said, they don't want Nikki down here. So you will have to come to Jeannette Police Department and pick up the 7 bags. You can have every bit of it. I responded, if you can and would not mind, could you please contact Jeannette PD and make arrangements to pick up those items? Her response was, let me see what I can do. I have not heard anything back from that yet.
Okay, and when was that?
That was
Sunday, I think you said.
Sunday. Yes, Sunday at 3:05 p.m. is whenever I sent the initial message.
Okay.
Now, you said that the police department doesn't want you in town hanging up flyers. Do you know why?
Honestly, because I think the police department knows something that we don't. I mean, Why else would the police department? They haven't done anything. Whenever I just talked to Officer Packy today, he's like, I just got back in from being off for 3 days. And I said, okay, that's all right. But shouldn't this be like number one priority case? Shouldn't you have come in and inquired about this, followed up on it, seen if there were any leads? And he said that he was in the middle of doing that, that he had to request request the report from the detective. However, the same detective that Carrie is alleging called her and told her whatever is the same detective that hung up on me Thursday, November 21st between 1 and 1:30 p.m. after calling me because she heard that I had a lead. However, before I could tell her if I had a lead, if I didn't have a lead, what the lead was, she hung up on me after I expressed to her my dissatisfaction with the Jeannette Police Department.
Okay. Now, has there been any leads or sightings or anything that you know of?
The only official and confirmed sighting that we have of my sister as of right now is the night of November 8th. It would technically be November 9th at 3:15 a.m., leaving the GetGo in Mount Pleasant on foot, carrying bags. And whenever they reviewed the footage, they said Tiffany went around the building and the camera cuts off and it's dark. So they couldn't see which way she went in.
Okay.
It was confirmed by 7 guests at the Holiday Inn Express behind the GetGo that my sister was also there walking around with bags. I requested that we go around the corner to the Holiday Inn Express to see their video footage, to see if maybe their cameras picked up where GetGo's left off. Jeannette Police would not authorize the state police to do that. They told me they would follow up Monday and let me know what they came up with.
Okay. Oh, Jessica, do you have any more questions?
Nope, nope, I do not. You have answered them all. Now, if your sister is watching this, is there anything that you would like to say to her?
Tiffany, we love you. We want you home. We know the situation you were in. If you're out there and you want to be left alone, you know we'll respect it. None of us can continue living like this. I've made public awareness. You don't have to be afraid of your husband anymore. You don't have to do this. You don't have to live like this. And I don't think that you are. But if you are out there and you see this, you have a home to come home to. You're not stuck out there with nothing. We want you home. We need you home. We don't know what's going on. If nobody else wants you home or if nobody else is looking for you, I am, and I love you with all my heart and soul. And I'll never give up on you. That's why I'm fighting every day to find you. So I'm tagging Jeannette Police Department because I'm hoping if I harass them, they'll start to do something. We love you. Come home. Call us. Let us know something. Something. I don't care if you FaceTime me and tell me, F you. I'll be at peace knowing and seeing you and knowing that you're safe. I can't keep on living not knowing if you're dead or alive. We love you. We need you. I do. Call me. Come home. You don't ever have to leave here. I'll pay the bills. I'll take care of you for the rest of your life. I just can't live without knowing if you're okay.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Real quick question from the community. They wanted to know if the husband is affiliated with the police department at all.
Well, this is what I'm going to say, sir. I don't know what connections he has with Jeannette, PA, because I didn't know of any. I just know that my sister moved back there the end of last year, and that's where they were moving to. I do know that Jeannette Police Department is located at 110 2nd Street, Jeannette, PA, and her husband resides at 315 2nd Street, Jeannette, PA. I do know that Thursday, November 21st, I'm not sure exactly what time it was, but it was in the evening. The little search team that I had put together, which consisted of myself, my fiance, one of my coworkers, and my mom's best friend, went into Jeannette, PA, because I had people on Facebook telling me that I was lying about posting flyers because they hadn't seen any. So I went back down there to see if my flyers were still posted and to post more flyers before heading home that night, because I had been there since Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And like I said, this is Thursday evening and it was starting to snow, so we needed to get home. I came into Jeannette. Whenever I was coming into Jeannette, the Jeannette police officer, one of them, had an active traffic stop in the opposite direction. A little bit down the road, another Jeannette police officer passed us. By the time we made it down 4 blocks and came back up to go down 2nd Street, they had us going straight blocked, 2 police officers. I'm going to set my phone up so that I could show how it was blocked. Going straight, there's a glare everywhere that I go. Going straight, there was 2 police officers parked like this. Going to the right, there was 1 police officer parked like this blocking the road, which left us no way to go but left. That left-hand turn took us right back to the road that left us in. So we took the hint and we left. Because the day before, they told me they only ever had 2 police officers on duty. And what did I expect 2 police officers to 9,000 civilians to do to help me in my situation? And I told them, well, either prioritize it and find my sister, or give the case to a department who has the resources and time to do it. And whenever I got there Thursday night, there were 3 officers that were able to hinder my ability to go down 2nd Street in Jeannette, PA.
Okay.
So we are unsure of any affiliation with the husband and the police department.
We're not sure. However, I did bring up whenever I was there November 20th and I spoke to Officer Kyle Pierce. That's who I spoke to at the Jeannette police station on Wednesday, November 20th. And I had said to him, I said, well, you don't find it funny that her husband was just advertising on Facebook that he was on his way to Las Vegas in a white dolly truck, but showed up to the GetGo in an eggplant colored SUV Mazda? And immediately Officer Pierce said, oh no, there's no suspicions there. That truck broke down last week. I was on duty. I'm the one that towed it. And I looked at him and I said, well, that's convenient, but thanks for the reassurance.
Now you said he was at the GetGo. Was this the same GetGo that she was last seen at?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got the tip that morning. I received the message. Bear with me because, like I said, I have so many messages. I don't even have time to respond, which is why you see me on live, because I've just been going live so that everybody can get updated at once. All right, so down here, what were we looking for? The messages from the lady at the GetGo gas station. So that would have been on the 17th. So let's go back to the 17th, November 17th. That's November 19th. We're almost there. All right, there we go. I received the message November 17th at 8:05 a.m. saying that she's seen my post about my missing sister. I work at a gas station in Mount Pleasant, PA, and the rest of the details. So I called the Jeannette Police Department. I informed them of this information. The Jeannette Police Department said that they were reaching out to the GetGo gas station. They called me back. They said, yes, they are saying that they have your sister. They told me to go to the Mount Pleasant GetGo, and that the gas station attendant told them that they would not be able to show me the video. However, they would be able to pull up a clip of my sister's face for me to identify that it was indeed my sister. The only people that knew about this were myself, my fiance, the gas station attendant, the manager, the police, and a small group of people, which I can actually tell you every single person that was in that Facebook conversation group, because I meticulously sat down and went through to see who I thought I could trust and who I couldn't. And the people in that group were Sharon, which is my cousin, Robin is my cousin, Krista's my cousin, Brandy is her best friend. Missy is, I can give you details on her. I don't want to put them out here publicly because I don't want to put her and her family at risk. Shakina is a childhood friend. Tony DiStefano is a childhood friend. He was friends with my mother. Casey Lynette, that was one of Tiffany's friends that last spoke to her. Nicole Chido was one of Tiffany's high school friends. Brittany Hibke was one of her closest friends, and my cousin Harry Malcolm. I created a Facebook group with them, and those are the only people that knew about GetGo. My fiance and I showed up to GetGo. What would you say, babe? Probably between 2 and 3. We showed up there between 2 and 3 p.m. We went into the GetGo. The manager refused to allow me to even review a clip. So I called the Jeannette Police Department. I snapped out on them because they said there was nothing they could do. Called state police. They said there was nothing they could do. I snapped out on them. So then I left to go get flyers, because now I have to update the flyers because my sister's no longer in her vehicle. She's on foot with bags. The closest place to get flyers printed out was Office Max in Greensburg. So we traveled from the GetGo in Mount Pleasant. Let me go over here in the light. To Office Max in Greensburg on November 17th. By the time we returned back to the GetGo, I could tell you exactly what time because I took a picture of her husband because it was crazy that he was there. We returned back to GetGo. I think it was at 4:05. Where's that picture at? There's the car. It should be coming up. 4:55 p.m. We returned to the GetGo. Her husband was standing in the middle of the parking lot. I jumped out of my car and I asked him, "What led you here? Who told you to be here? How do you know to be here?" He smirked at me and he told me a private investigator. I inquired why he hired a private investigator 2 days after he reported his wife missing, but not 2 days after she left and never returned home. He told me to get away from him and started backing up. He called the police on me. State police showed up. They were there to review the footage. After 2 hours ago, I was told by the manager at GetGo, Jeannette Police, and State Police, there was absolutely nothing that could be done. Loss prevention had to be on scene for GetGo to pull any video, but her husband showed up and Jeannette made them show the video.
Okay.
State police went back and watched the video. They came out, they confirmed that it was Tiffany, and that is whenever we received the information that the video cut off. It was dark. They didn't know which direction to go to.
Gotcha. Um, was there any more community questions? Okay.
All right.
Yeah, this is also the flyer, okay? So this is another thing that really, not that, I mean, you guys already know that my suspicions and my intuition, you know what it's been because it's not a secret. However, this is a 8x10 picture paper from Walmart. These cost $3.99 a piece. This is what her husband was posting in gas stations on November 20th. He just printed them out. It's on the back. November 11, 2024, printed at Walmart, number 13 of 50, which means he paid $199.50 to have copies of this flyer printed out. This is solely a screenshotted Facebook post that he made. Now, we've already confirmed that she was no longer in her vehicle, right? On November 17th. It was confirmed. State police told him. This poster that he is posting in gas stations says, "My wife, Tiffany Catalfamo, is missing. She was last seen," I'm going to flip my camera around if I can so that you guys, yes, I can, so that you guys can see as I'm reading, and I'm going to stop. I'm sorry. I've been pacing for weeks. "My wife, Tiffany Catalfamo, is missing. She was last seen in Mount Pleasant, PA on November 9th at 2 a.m. at the GetGo gas station. She is driving a white RX 350 Lexus SUV, Pennsylvania plates MKA 6722. You just confirmed 3 days ago that your wife was on foot carrying bags around Mount Pleasant.
Right.
She is 5'2", brown hair, sometimes dyes at a reddish auburn, green eyes, 130 pounds. If anyone could please try to reach her on any of her social medias, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram." Now, in that phone call that I just played, he said that she was super skinny. That wouldn't be 130 pounds.
Right.
He just said all of her social media went down, and that's what raised his suspicion. But on November 20th, you're still directing people to reach her on social media.
Right. Now, we want to thank you for your time.
Do you see right here where it says me?
Yes.
I would appreciate it. And you could either contact me or the Jeannette Police Department. Their number is, please reshare this as much as possible, please. Ma'am, this is a flyer that her husband posted in a gas station. If I am somebody who walks in that gas station and can tell him where his wife is, how to locate her, and that she's safe, who am I calling? Who is me? Who is me's phone number? You're not sharing a Facebook post, John. You're putting up a flyer of your missing wife.
Now we do have a flyer up for Tiffany with police contact. So if anybody has any tips or sees her or anything, feel free to call the anonymous number at the bottom of our flyer or the police department number at the bottom of the flyer so that we can bring Tiffany home, and also know that Tiffany is an adult and she's allowed to go missing if she wants to be. All she has to do is just go into a police department, show that she is okay and that she is who she is, and then family can know that she is actually indeed safe. So that is what we are going for. And I appreciate you very much for advocating for your sister and taking your time to talk to us today. Really appreciate you.
I really appreciate you. We couldn't have done it without you, sweetheart. You are literally the only people in America that believed in us.
Well, we still believe, so we will continue, and we'll be in touch for sure.
Thank you very much. And my line is always open. You're number one. I'll be there.
Thank you.
you.
Appreciate
Thank you.